That's just all and well because we're going to the number two prospect that's in the system, a right-hander whose secondary pitch has quite a story behind it. Is a double plus pitch that might make you say, "Oh, funky butt lovin'." It is truly an impressive pitch. We're talking, of course, about Cade Horton. Reese, you're shaking your head. It is an unbelievable pitch. Tell us about Cade Horton, buddy.
Yeah, Horton here's a who on this one is what probably the nicer way to say what some of these batters say when they see it. Cade Horton is he's just a dude, man. He's got that like intensity on the mound. I know it's like old school cliche, but we're talking about 94 to 96 mile per hour fastball, 87 mile per hour slider at the top end, and it's a good change too, good command. Like this is a ready made like three starter, like and with a chance to kind of become that pitcher that we hope that like the Cubs kind of need to frontline that rotation, not in 2025, but I think in 2026 and 2027, we could see this guy take massive steps forward and maybe become the headliner of this rotation.
It could very well happen. Matt, looking at you for Cade Horton, good frame on the righty. Theoretically, could see him play this year. He's been to AAA. There have been some injuries though, so I'm curious. What's the durability outlook on Horton, and what's your long-term look on Horton as well?
Yeah, he's a guy that kind of he was a late bloomer in his draft class, right? He kind of put the University of Oklahoma on their back, and he came back from Tommy John and kind of took him to the College World Series. It was an incredible run. He kind of parlayed that into a top 10 draft pick by the Cubs. And his pro debut has been great. This was the year he kind of battled a little bit of injuries. So it ended up being a lat issue. And lat issues are hard to pin down, so a lot of times you're pitching through it, or there's really no other way to go about it. You kind of just pitch through it until you can't. So the end result of that was, he was solid in AA, got called up to AAA. The importance about AAA is there's public pitch data, right? Public pitch metrics. We can see the carry and the ride on the fastball. We can see the spin rates and everything. Spin rates and the carry on the fastball and the velocity all kind of dipped in AAA this year for Horton. I tend to give him a little bit of mulligan. I do think it's probably because of the injury. He went down with a lat strain in late June, was rehabbing his way back, never really came back, had to get shut down in August because of it. So we're looking at an incomplete season. But, I'm giving him a mulligan here because I do think the stuff is there. The slider might be the best pitch in the organization, one of the top pitches in the sport. It's nasty. He has the changeup as his third pitch, but it's a clear third pitch. It's not on the same level as the fastball and the slider. There's a little bit of question marks about if the stuff comes back. I know we watch every prospect at Prospects Live, but Cade Horton is definitely a guy worth focusing in on immediately as the start of the season in 2025, just to kind of see where the stuff is at, because it's very important for him. He's a two-pitch guy, essentially. So he doesn't have a lot of margin for error. He needs every bit he can on that fastball to set up that slider. And if that fastball, if there's a little bit of give and take there, if he loses a little bit of velo on the fastball, doesn't play as well up in the zone, it's going to affect everything else. So definitely a guy to watch. We're giving him a mulligan for this year, and we still believe in Cade Horton. As should you.